If it's not on, it's not on. Hi guys, as you can see by the title, I asked you guys on my Instagram if you'd be interested in doing a little like relationship, like chats, like advice slash just like, you know, sit down with you. And I got a really good response from people, like you really seem to be interested in it. So I've got some questions with me that you guys asked from different situations and like what I think about certain things. So I'm just gonna jump right into that, but before I do, I just wanted to quickly mention in my last video, I did make a little joke about like, I said something like, that's so gay or something. I just wanted to put it out there that I didn't mean any negative connotation to being gay or anything like that. I did have someone that was like offended by it. I just wanted to put that out there. I'm in no way against it or anything like that, and I didn't mean to offend anyone, so sorry about that if I did. These are all just my opinions. I'm not an expert or anything like that, obviously, and yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting to just give you my advice, hopefully help you guys in any situations, but yeah, again, it's just my opinion, so don't take it too seriously, but hopefully it helps a little bit and just spend some time with you. So the first question I had was, how do you get a guy's attention? For me, I feel like it's different depending on how you are as a person. Like for me personally, I'm quite an outgoing person and I will genuinely like talk to anyone. So for me, it's a little bit easier because I'm kind of, if you can put yourself out there, I'd say literally just put yourself out there, just start a conversation. And if the conversation like bounces off each other and it goes really well, then there you go, just like continue on from that. But if things don't happen naturally at the same time, I don't think that you should ever force anything with a person. If you don't try, you'll never know, but if you do try and it's not working, don't force it. The one thing I would say is, I don't think there's any need, like a lot of people say just like flirt with guys. I don't think there's any need to just jump straight in and flirt. Like I think building that friendship first is such a good base for a relationship. So if you're trying to get the guy's attention for something more serious, I wouldn't say just jump in straight away and be really straightforward in that sense. I would say just like get to know them. The next question was, what do you do about a crazy ex-partner? Like I personally have not had any exes that are like nuts or anything like that, but I definitely think that if they're being really bad towards you, like treating you badly, literally just block them. Like there is no need to have them in your life. Like don't keep them around. Oh sorry, it's really hot in here. Okay, if they're being rude towards like a partner that you're with now, like if it's like a new partner and they're being rude towards them, then I would say maybe say something to them, because they shouldn't be disrespecting the person you're with now. They've done nothing wrong. But if it's towards you, just block them. And even if it is towards your partner, they should block them. Just like completely cut them out of your life. Like they're an ex for a reason. If they're treating you really badly, then just get rid of it. It's not needed and it's none of their business what you're doing now with your life. The next question was, what do you do if you've been on and off for a while? I think, in my opinion, I've been in this situation twice. It kind of depends. On one hand, if you're the person and you feel like you're constantly getting hurt by this person and you've been on and off, but they just kind of, you know, like you're kind of like a second option or like a rebound or something like that, I would say that you need to like realize your worth at some point and like draw the line and go, okay, this isn't worth it for me. Or if you still feel like you really want to be with that person, I would say like try and have a conversation with them about it and tell them how you're feeling, because you shouldn't be feeling like that in any situation. And if it's the other way around, like if it's you're kind of like confused and you're not sure if you want to be with them or not, and you're kind of like on and off on that end from your side, I would say it's not fair to pull someone along for that long. I have done it, and you kind of have to get to a point where you realize that it's not fair on them, so you do need to make a choice and figure out what you want, and then go from there and again have a conversation with them about it. But yeah, it's just not fair on either end if one person's being unfair. So you just need to be honest and just explain how you're feeling, and it's okay to be confused. Feelings are confusing, so if you're confused, completely normal, but just be honest with who you're with, because they need to know where you're at so that it can progress in whatever way you want it to. So that is how do you know when someone has feelings for you? I feel like I'm really bad with this personally, because I feel like some people are genuinely just not straightforward at all, so it can be really, really hard to tell. But I would say if you're at a point where it's like you genuinely don't know where their head's at, ask them. Like literally ask them. Just say, if you like them and you want to know if they like you or something, I'd be open with them and just say, look, we've been talking for a while, like I feel like I'm starting to really like you. I just want to know where your head's at, or if you're interested or anything like that. But as for just knowing if they have feelings for you, I feel like the only way to truly know is if they tell you, so you should probably ask. But I know that's also difficult, so if you're trying just to look for ways that they like you, I would just say, like, see if they're wanting to spend time with you, see if they're taking time out of their day to message you, or see how you're doing, and it's not just like, you know, you just Snapchat someone and it's like back and forth, but like, see if they're like really trying to like get to know you, because I would say that can be a sign sometimes, because if they're caring about what you're doing. So yeah, that's one way. Otherwise, obviously being flirty is a big thing, like if they're calling you cute or like making little like cheeky comments or stuff like that, kind of like, there's a fine line, but kind of figure out if they're being like sweet towards you and they're trying to build something, or if they're more like want something from you. Should the boy or girl make the first move? So in my opinion, again, my opinion, I'm a very traditional person, so for me personally, I like the boy to make the first move. But in saying that, some girls are more upfront and straightforward like that, so some girls may want to make the first move. I just think that it should be the boy. That's just, I don't know, if it's a boy girl relationship, I'm more boy do it, but that's also because I'm too scared to, and because, like I said, I'm quite traditional in that sense. That's like the dates and like going out and getting flat, like things like that. I'm just very like old fashioned, so I do like the boy to do that. But I think that it's awesome if a girl can, because it's 2020, do what you want. I'm just sitting here talking to myself and I'm saying for a really long time. The other one was, would you date someone if you weren't going to marry them? I feel like we're very young. I'm 16, so in a sense we're getting towards the end of high school, so there is some people that can go from this age and might get married. But there's also a very big chance that whoever you date now, you probably will end at some point. I feel like getting into a relationship and thinking, I'm going to marry him, knowing that is okay. Like, that's such a good thing. So I would say that you should want to marry the person you're with, because obviously you want to love the person you're with. And it would be great if you could know that it's going to last forever. But in saying that, I feel like you shouldn't give yourself too high of an expectation to the point where when it doesn't work out you're going to be more hurt, if that makes sense. I think I date hoping that obviously it's going to work out, and that if I married them that would be amazing, but I don't expect to marry the person I'm with just because we're so young. But I definitely think that you shouldn't date someone if you can see it ending with them, because then what's the point? Another question that was like similar to that, which was like, do you expect to be with them forever? Which kind of correlates with the same thing. I think, yeah, you shouldn't see an end with that person. Next question was towards me, which is like, have I ever been heartbroken? Yeah. Should I leave it at that? Without getting too into detail, yes, I have. It sucks if you haven't. I'll just be straightforward. It sucks. But at the same time, everything happens for a reason. I learnt a lot from it. I got to go through this process, which I hated at the beginning, but I had to kind of find myself again, which was, in the end, I feel like has been really, really good for me, because I've kind of taken so long to do that. But it's just such a learning thing, and it's so special. Even though I had to do that and I had to figure out who I was again, which sucked because I lost myself a lot, it's so good for you, because you learn a lot about yourself. I've kind of learnt that you don't need to be with someone, and I don't need to have a boyfriend, but if I want to, that I can, that I will be okay afterwards. So mine was, personally, it was a very short relationship. It was like 2 months, but I think I fell very hard very fast, and it was not a bad thing. Like I said, everything happens for a reason, in my opinion. Another thing that made me know a lot about myself, and I don't regret it. Okay, so the next question was, what happens if you get walked in on? In my opinion, this is what you should do, right? Okay, so say this is like my fingers, this is the person, you know, walking on you, and this is you doing your thing, right? So you're facing this way, they're walking in. So I would just turn around and go like this, I was just checking to see if it's poisonous. And if they're still standing there, you go, it's not, we're all good. And if they're not and they're gone, then you just, yeah, go back to what you were doing. No, but seriously, like, just laugh it off. There's nothing you can do. You really have to laugh it off. Yeah. How do you feel about text breakups? Do not get me started. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Why? If you've been with a person, why can you not literally ring them and tell them? Like, do you not owe them that much? I'm sorry. I have been broken up over text. And I don't care how nice your text is. You don't do it. I don't think one time I think I've broken up with someone over text. I was like 13. It wasn't, we weren't together that, it wasn't really, you know. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even think about doing it. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. Don't do it. I feel like my face was too close to the camera. I'm not going to like that editing later. So those are all the questions that you guys gave me. Overall, I just think that dating altogether, relationships in general, are literally a learning thing. You learn as you go along, and every relationship is different. Never ever take expectations from the last relationship you were in, because every single one is going to be different. Like, I've taken things from other relationships. It just ends up making the relationship you're in like so much more stressful, because you're like taking things with you from the past. But yeah, one other thing that I do want to touch on is just like sexuality, because I feel like people don't talk about it enough. If you are into girls, boys, if you're a boy, girl, whatever, bisexual, pansexual, what I'm trying to say is I don't like the idea that you have to come out. Like, this is just my opinion, but I just think it needs to be spoken about because not enough people talk about it. One, for people that are like homophobic and stuff, why does it affect you? Like, why does it honestly affect you? I know a couple gay people, and let me tell you, they're probably better than the straight ones. Just being honest. I don't see why it has to be an issue. I don't see why people have to tell you. Like, you don't come out in, like, you don't get to like 14 years old and come out to your parents and go, I'm straight, because they know, right? I think it honestly should just be the same. You should not have to go to your parents and be like, I'm gay. Like, it's such an awkward conversation, and it shouldn't have to happen. The only reason you should have to like come out is if you meet someone, you fall in love, and they meet your parents and you go, this is my partner. But it should not matter, and if they can't accept that, then bye. So I just had to talk about that real quick, because I'm not a fan of the hate that people get. It's ridiculous, it's hurtful, and I just don't understand why it's needed in the world. Like, the world has enough negativity. Like, let's not. I think that was touching on everything. Wait, no. Last thing I just want to say quickly, cheating, because no one brought up cheating. Cheating, in my opinion, not even in my opinion, cheating, no, not in my opinion, in everyone's, I speak for everyone, I think. Cheating is not okay. It is not okay, and cheating is not just physical. People have this idea in their head that cheating is only if they've kissed, had sex, done any intercourse, you know. Cheating does not have to be physical. Cheating is in any form of disloyalty to your partner. End of story. If you are flirting with another person, if you are sexting another person, if you are being like, whatever it is, if it is a disloyalty to the person you're with, it's cheating. I don't care what your excuse is. It's not okay. I'm not a fan. I don't think anyone should be a fan. And I think that if you do it, if you've done it, you should feel guilty. And if you don't, then I don't know. I hope someone cheats on you if you've cheated on someone. Because it's horrible. It is horrible. I don't like it. And I don't like lying. And I think that if you do cheat, you should tell your partner, because lying about it is 10 times worse. And I think that if you're friends with someone that you know has cheated, or you're like if you find out that someone's cheating on the person and that person doesn't know, tell that person. Because it's not fair. I don't care if you've promised that person that you are not going to tell their partner. Tell their partner. If you being cheated on, you would want it to be told to you. So tell them. I just wanted to touch on that. If you do it, you're a rude word. That's it. That's all I want to say. Sorry, I'm getting distracted now because it's the middle of the day. So I think that's going to be it. I need to finish getting ready because I'm going somewhere. Somewhere I'm allowed to go. Just thought I'd add that in. I'm following the rules. That's it, I think. That's all. I'm single. So I don't know how much of my advice you want to take, but take what you will. Yeah. But remember what I said. And stay safe. If it's not on, it's not on. Bye. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give a like and subscribe.